When the market gets tough, most companies are just happy to tread water. But what if a company didn't just survive? What if they pulled off some truly mind-bending growth? Today, we're digging into the story of the Real Brokerage, a company that didn't just beat the odds, they completely rewrote the rules. Okay, so get this. Between 2022 and 2024, while the rest of the real estate industry was basically in retreat, the Real Brokerage grew its sales volume by over 250%. To give you some context, the next best competitor scraped by with just 1.3% growth. The industry on average, it actually shrank. This isn't just a good number, it's a flat-out statistical anomaly. It forces you to ask, what in the world are they doing differently?
So yeah, that's the big question for our explainer today. How on earth did they do it? How did one company manage this kind of explosive success while pretty much everyone else was struggling? Let's dive in and unpack this whole story.
To really get the answer, we've got to rewind a bit, because this isn't just a story about some crazy numbers on a chart. It's a story about a completely different way of thinking about a very old industry. So, let's meet the company at the center of all this, the Real Brokerage. Right from the very beginning, their mission wasn't just to, fit in. They wanted to tear up the entire playbook. The company was founded back in 2014 by Tamir Peleg, and its rise was, well, meteoric. By 2022, they'd already hit over $12 billion in sales. But then, just 2 years later, they more than tripled that number. It was an insane leap that launched them into the top 5 largest brokerages in the entire country. Their core idea was actually pretty simple, but it was really ambitious. They wanted to smash together the traditional real estate world with a modern, national technology platform. The goal was to use that tech to build something better, way more efficient and more affordable for agents, to break free from the old clunky brokerage model. So, what was the engine driving this whole thing? Well, it all comes down to their secret weapon, a piece of proprietary tech they built from scratch called ReZen.
Now, before I even tell you what ReZen does, just look at this number, 100%. What could that possibly be? The answer to that is the key to their entire strategy. It's everything. That number is the agent adoption rate for their tech, 100%. Every single agent, every single transaction. Why? Because the platform is wired into the 2 things that matter most, tracking their deals and, most importantly, getting paid. Forcing adoption like that just completely changes the game. And the industry experts at T360, they called this 100% adoption an incredibly valuable and rare reality. And you can see why, right? Most brokerages struggle just to get agents to try new software. By making their platform non-negotiable for getting paid, Real unlocked these massive efficiencies and the ability to scale like crazy. It's the holy grail of brokerage tech, for sure. So what is ReZen? Think of it as the central nervous system for an agent's entire business. Instead of juggling a dozen different apps, it's all in one place. You've got file management like Dropbox, communication channels for each deal like Slack, and a financial dashboard that shows them their money in real time. But the real showstopper is a tool called Leo. Leo is their own in-house AI that works like a digital assistant on steroids. An agent just uploads their documents, and Leo's AI instantly scans everything for errors and compliance problems. If it spots anything funky, it flags it for a human to review. By September 2025, it was already running in 40% of their markets with what people were calling remarkable accuracy. It saves a ton of time and cuts down on mistakes.
Okay, so now that we get the how, the tech that's powering this whole machine, let's go back to those mind-boggling growth numbers and see how it all unfolded.
Back in 2022, the Real Brokerage did $12.1 billion in U.S. sales volume. I mean, that's a really solid number for any company, but what they did next was just astonishing. Just 2 years later, in 2024, that number exploded to $42.4 billion. They didn't just grow. They more than tripled their entire business in 24 months. That's just wild. And that incredible growth catapulted them to become the 5th largest brokerage in the entire United States by 2025. In just about a decade, they went from being a disruptive idea to a full-blown industry giant. So here's the full picture for 2024. And it's pretty staggering. You've got over $42 billion in sales, more than 90,000 transactions, all handled by this lean, tech-powered team of just over 24,000 agents.
That level of productivity per person is a direct result of how efficient their platform is. But look, this isn't just about one company hitting it big. The Real Brokerage is really the perfect example of a much bigger trend that is fundamentally changing the entire industry.
And that trend is the rise of what's called the national brokerage platform. It's a totally new way to grow. Instead of buying up local franchises, this model lets you scale super fast by attracting individual agents with powerful tech, high efficiency, and cloud-based tools. You don't need all those expensive brick-and-mortar offices anymore.
The difference between the old way and the new way is just stark. The traditional model scales by adding franchises, which usually means you have all this disconnected tech and the high cost of physical offices. The platform model, the one Real uses, grows organically. It attracts agents to one single, unified system that lives in the cloud. It's just leaner, faster, and way, way more scalable. So this all leaves us with one final thought. We've just seen how a tech-first approach with a powerful, mandatory platform can completely turn a legacy industry like real estate on its head. So the question is, which industry is next? What other traditional business out there is just waiting for a smarter, more efficient, tech-driven model to come along? That's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us.